ideas is to get people to say, okay, maybe a leader might come along and say, okay, this is incredible, our country is suffering, it doesn't matter with the monetary system, we're going to do this one way or another. And there you have your in. Again, it's very similar to Jacques' idea of the city system as an initial starting point from his Larry King interview a long time ago, where there's a membership kind of thing. We're not advocating that, where the city systems can be put in place because they're so efficient. But we're going to extend this to the entire whole of infrastructure based on the region and the landscape and everything else, because obviously a circular city can't be everywhere. Not everything can fit the circular design. This is, I think, a tremendous project, and it's going to take probably, in the long run, some type of funding. I'm not really starting the nonprofit because of a funding purpose, though, at all, and it probably won't have any donations until it's absolutely necessary. It's really there to give it a professional appearance and also to have discounts because it's a nonprofit in the event that a hotel was to be rented out to show this new global view, to show an efficient economy based on ground-up technical approach. There's many perks to that as far as having a nonprofit. It's not just the ability to take donations, and that's not what this is about at all. So that's a very important issue. I've also alluded to that a few times. I think I alluded to that in London. I jokingly said that we could have a Z20, a true economic group. That's not economic based on monetary movement. It's not banks meeting to decide the fate of humanity. It's scientists that actually understand what it means to grow food and to produce energy and have the latest developments on the tip of their tongue. And this extends itself to many other organizations. Again, the Buckminster Fuller Foundation is a great existing foundation that we have actually grown some contacts with, which we hope to push forward with and just to share these ideas. It's all about sharing ideas now. The chapters, of course, are still critically important. At the end of the day, all the technicals become moot if there isn't a group of people to appreciate it. And with respect to the Venus Project, this is where they really don't understand what they had going and the unprecedented nature of what had manifested here. So, let's see, what else do I have? Zeitgeist Day, Zeitgeist Media Festival as an annual day, and of course this new technical arrangement of interdisciplinary scientists, which could also be a third annual event, if not paired in with Zeitgeist Day itself. Each one of these social communal projects has a very legitimate basis and a different angle of approach, and I think that's very important. We have to hit the community from all sides. I want everyone out there to give some thought, and I'm probably going to post a forum thread on this, of other institutions that you feel are important in whatever way that would be related to the ultimate goal of a resource-based economy and all the efficiency notions that we've talked about. I could think of a lot off the top of my head, but I'm not going to ramble on them. But it's time to start bridging. Now, we can't lose focus, though, and that's really important. The direction is to get society on pace with understanding what a non-monetary based system and its benefits would be, and to really show that the failure of society is because of these incredibly inefficient practices oriented around the monetary structure and everything that reinforces it. And if we can get those points across while using intermediate steps, having other institutions that come forward that can be part of our event days, if we can just bridge all of this, we can really persevere at a global community that can actually have an effect. But everyone out there has to get some tough skin, because the attacks aren't going to stop. Whatever tensions with the Venus Project that they've created, by the way, I doubt that's going to stop. I know that they have requested a lot of things to be removed from our materials, mainly their photographs. There's very little legal basis they have for a lot of those issues with stuff that's already in existence. But I'm going to do my due diligence. An update to our PDF and the orientation video is pending. I've been meaning to do that for a while, actually, because there's so much more information that needs to be pointed out that wasn't in those original documents. I will say, in a cordial way, in a way of just sheer respect once again, that if anyone out there wants to join the Venus Project as an institution and whatever they intend to do as far as, quote, activism, they are open to it. So this is the deciding point for everyone out there to figure out not what side you're on, but which direction you choose to go. Because as far as I'm concerned, the Venus Project needs to continue moving forward. They need to continue the work that they do, even though, unfortunately, it's a bit narrowly defined. And they've kind of proven that, and it really answers the question with all of this, why no one has really supported them for 30 years, why I asked Jacques when I first met him, like, where are the people that, the scientists under your wing? Where are those that must have come and visited you and support you? And the answer has now become quite clear. They seem to have a problem with working with others, as unfortunate that is. The Singularity Institute, Buckminster Fuller Foundation, whole list of them. I'm going to start a forum thread for that. I'm a bit tired and exhausted on multiple levels. I know I sound like a broken record when I say that, but I really did want to pull back and take a break. And with my removal as this sort of forefront spokesman, unfortunately now that's off the table because of everything that needs to be developed. A meeting will be happening soon with major coordinators, the international coordinators. Remember, for all those in the movement, that this is a reverse hierarchy. So if anyone in the subchapters, I say subchapters mean that they're lower-oriented chapters, lower in the sense that they're smaller and they're regional. So if you're in a local town or if you're a city chapter, begin to converse amongst yourselves about, of course, we're not dismissing this direction. Please don't understand. This is still a pursuit to a resource-based economic structure, not based on money, but the intelligent management of the Earth's resources. There's no denying that. That is where the logic resides. And the Venus Project has nothing to say about that because they didn't invent logic. Please come up with ideas and funnel that information to your chapter coordinators. And then in the next level of meetings, as you know, it's a reverse hierarchy. Everyone moves upward. And then by the time we get to the international meetings, I'd love to see ideas about new bridges being made, new ideas to help society. While we're not about to become some open charity in our mission, there's no reason why we can't work with resources to help ourselves and others and to really begin a communal type of environment. So I'm going to leave it at that. I know it's not quite the end of the program, but I think I've said everything I need to, and I think everyone out there, again, just needs to take some time, consider what you value as important. I'm going to be here. The core players of this movement have all stated they're not going anywhere, and from the basic feedback that I've gotten, I don't see much changing as far as our infrastructure, as far as our membership, as far as our chapters. Again, this is not about me. This is not about anything but the move towards a new society. This is a community-driven effort. If the community no longer wants the Zeitgeist movement, then the Zeitgeist movement doesn't exist. But I think that's not going to happen, frankly. I see tremendous prospects. I see this as a beginning, perhaps. I see nothing but positivity. For any thoughts of negativity simply has no place, and you can use that philosophy for just about everything that you look at. And I wish you all well, and next week Federico will be back with his scheduled program, which was on a number of important issues I thought were quite valid, in fact, quite valuable in his analyses. He's a great speaker, a great thinker, and this rotation will continue with different speakers. I'm trying to get Cliff from the Canadian chapter to do the next show after that, and then this rotation will continue. Ben McLeish will be back, and other coordinators will come back as well. I also, in my next rotation, will have John McMurtry on to discuss his ideas and the things that he advocates, a tremendously brilliant thinker when it comes to analysis of the current free market model. All right, everybody, it's going to be fine. Take care.